Keyblade, a weapon of great power, and though it is at the pivotal center of the Kingdom Hearts series, it is a weapon of great mystery. Throughout the games, the history of the Keyblade and its abilities have been touched upon, and we have learned more and more of this mystical sword with each passing year. Its powers and traits have been expanded on with each game, but many looming questions still surround this mysterious weapon. One pressing question is on the matter of how a person becomes one of the Keyblades chosen. Though there are many multiple confirmed ways on how a person can acquire a Keyblade, the origin point and explanations on how certain people attain their Keyblade are still shrouded in darkness. But alas, HMK is here to put some theories to the test and try to figure out on how fate can choose one person to become a Keyblade's chosen. Now first off, we must tackle the facts on the confirmed ways of getting a Keyblade. The first is the Keyblade Inheritance Ceremony, in which someone that already holds a Keyblade that is on the level of Master can choose a successor in acquiring a Keyblade. This holds true for the likes of Kairi being Aqua's successor, and Riku being Terra's. The second confirmed way of being chosen is linking your heart with another's who is a Keyblade wielder, which is shown to hold true with the likes of Sora, who linked his heart with Ventus and gained power over the Keyblade because of this. The third way is rather shady and complicated. It is when a being is spliced in almost any way, shape, or form. With this, I mean the likes of Vanitas, who is the physical embodiment of the darkness half of Ventus' heart, and Roxas, who is the nobody of Sora, and Xion, who is an imperfect replica of Sora. With all these situations noted, I find it horrifically unlikely that every Keyblade wielder of the past and of the future must go through any one of these circumstances in order to be granted a Keyblade. With this in mind, let's look to the past and revisit certain attributes of the Keyblade itself. Let's begin with Kingdom Hearts, the light of all worlds that the Keyblade War was waged over. In reality, the war was really waged over Kingdom Hearts' counterpart and protector, the Keyblade. In order to fight for the ownership of light, countless warriors crafted weapons in the image of the original Keyblade. This was the birth of the Keyblades that we are all familiar with in the series. With this in mind, Keyblades have also proven to be sentient beings, able to act and appear on their own while in tandem with their owners' hearts and mind. As a sentient object, Keyblades have shown to choose their masters and even rebel against them, as shown in Kingdom Hearts 1, where Sora's Keyblade went to Riku but then returned to Sora later on. With all of this being said, there are still a handful of established characters that own a Keyblade with little to no explanation. My theory is composed of different parts that result in the same end. First and foremost is that a Keyblade may choose its master due to the strength of one's heart and the merits that person have accomplished. As sentient weapons, I theorize that Keyblades are always aware of the trials of the heart, battles waged in the name of Kingdom Hearts, and what friends will go through for the ones they cherish. This will explain why Lee now holds a Keyblade. His friendship with Roxas and the courageous contributions to the forces of light may deem him worthy to wield a Keyblade of his own. This way of acquiring a Keyblade may also be linked to desire. If your desire and heart are strong enough, then you will be granted a Keyblade. Now, many will say if this was the case, Braig would have a Keyblade no sweat, but the strength of his heart may come into question as the strength of his will is established with the proof of Xigbar. Second is simply that a Keyblade falls onto a person with a strong heart simply by the rule of destiny, as Xehanort had the power of the Keyblade with little to no knowledge of it and no outside interaction, as he was still secluded on the Destiny Islands before he pushes himself to see the outside world. And, as shown in Dream Drop Distance, he owns a menacing Keyblade that he takes back with him to his own time. With the criteria of having a strong heart already an established fact, it isn't too far-fetched that Destiny may play a pivotal role when it comes to wielding a Keyblade, as Destiny has always played a role in Kingdom Hearts, and as Xehanort would say, Destiny is never left to chance. Third is that those who have been chosen to wield a Keyblade with no explanation has been because they are either a descendant of those who have held a Keyblade or a possible reincarnation of someone who has held a Keyblade. As Keyblades have been around for ages since the Keyblade War, and with the fact that Keyblades are tied to the heart of the wielder, if a heart has found its way to a new body long after death, or is reborn, then that Keyblade will come with it, as shown with the cases of Xehanort and Ventus. It is no secret that the prime condition in being chosen by the Keyblade is having an exceptionally strong heart, but many characters in the Kingdom Hearts universe have shown to have strong hearts but lack a Keyblade, so there must be more to the secret of unlocking this ability. But first we must ask the question on why Keyblades are sentient in the first place. As Keyblades were crafted in the beginning by very unknown means being modeled by the Keyblade, which itself is shrouded in mystery, can it be possible that when Xehanort spoke on the Keyblade War, that every single Keyblade is united with the heart of their masters for eternity? That Keyblades that we know at this point in time, that we see wielded by the characters we know, are in fact harboring hearts of their own? Hearts of their previous wielders that have fallen, and that is how they act. That is how they choose, and that's how they are beckoned by the call of their masters. With the Keyblades in the Keyblade graveyard suffering a fate in which they are now inert, I doubt that all the Keyblades in existence retired to this zone and fate. Two things support this theory. Ansem the Wise in Dream Drop Distance states that hearts exist everywhere around us. Also, the fact that Heartless are drawn to the Keyblade will make perfect sense now, as they are drawn to the heart of the Keyblade, and that's how they navigate their way to it, as if they are only drawn to it out of their own fear, they need something to home onto when hunting. Now that we have a possible reason behind the Keyblades being sentient, this will explain and support all of the parts to my chosen theory, as it will explain how Keyblades find their ways to Warriors of Light and Darkness without the explanations that we have established in the series. It could be sort of a compatibility, as it will explain how those with dark hearts and desires come to wield a Keyblade, as Keyblade wielders of old were struck between those who would try to conquer the light and those who will go on to protect it. Those Keyblades that house dark ambitions find their way to the hands of those with the hearts that resonate with their wishes. And the Keyblades filled with the warmth of the light seeks to protect and defend, flee to the arms of those with the hearts of the valiant. This sets off a chain of events that allows the formation of Keyblade wielders and allows them to find successors by their own designs. Because let's face it, the likes of Terra, Aqua, Ventus, Xehanort, Ericus, the way they came into possession of the Keyblade is unclear, and with the facts shown by Xehanort himself, an inheritance ceremony cannot cover every case of becoming a Keyblade wielder. This theory will also support the need of a system in which a Keyblade wielder must be taught a certain path, as being granted a Keyblade is an immense responsibility, in which a path to a master must be established, to teach those the ways of protecting the realms, or warn them of the blunders of the past, or rather try to erase such knowledge from the days of now. Being chosen by the Keyblade may never be clear, as many secrets surround it and many of its wielders, but perhaps with the advent of Kingdom Hearts 3, we may learn more about the Keyblade and the Keyblade War. What did you think about this theory? Leave your thoughts, questions, or concerns in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe. Until the next theory, keep it here at HMK, the one gaming YouTube channel that seeks to strike you with hectic news, reviews, theories, and hype. Until then, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.